here to make sure there's no serious rust going on. We'll coat everything, let it sit, and clean everything off. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be back to work on our 1965 Ford Mustang. As you guys see in the previous video, we went ahead and got this entire cowl section off, and we have a pretty unpleasant surprise under here. As you can see, everything is just burnt up super good. There's rust literally everywhere, so we're gonna have to be doing a lot of cleanup and a lot of removing. Like, we need to remove this old radio. Check this thing out. This thing is crispy. That's what happens when you try to watch a vTuned video in your Mustang. It just burns down. But pretty much what I want to focus on in today's video is getting everything cleaned out of here and see exactly how bad the rust damage is in here, because I know on this firewall the rust damage is pretty bad. Like, you can just see that's literally unfixable. You can't really do anything with that, and that's just super thin. Maybe we can just trim it out and then get another piece of metal and weld it in here, but I'm still not 200% sure what we're gonna do there yet, because we're kind of just moving along pretty quick with this car because we want to get it done quick, but we also want to do it right, and we want to do what's best for the car, just to make this car as cool as we can and nice, because we are in the works with getting a full race suspension for the front of this thing. And when I tell you guys this is one of the best race suspensions you can get for a Mustang, I mean it. And also, as you guys seen in the previous episode, we did go ahead and cut these aprons off because they were badly fire damaged, and we don't want no weak junk on this car because it's gonna have a 5.0 motor. And I'm also thinking maybe doing maybe supercharger, twin turbo, but that's later in the future. And we got everything off. Now all we're gonna have to do is just finish grinding off all these welds right here. And we have 2 tabs right here when you remove, and 2 tabs right there. And then the frame rails from here back are literally perfect. There's zero rust on these things. Like, you can see, I'm pretty sure that's even the factory paint right there. There's a little bit of rust right here because the battery, when it caught on fire, it melted and it just ate through all that coating. You can just see it right there. That's why this side is in literally perfect condition, which is cool because I would not want to be replacing these beautiful frame rails. They go all the way back underneath the car. So for the first task of the day, I want to go ahead and clean this entire area out right here because it is burned a lot, and I want to get this HVAC unit out of here because it's all crispy, and then we can get a better look at what's going on below down here to make sure there's no serious rust going on, because if there is, we're gonna have to just cut this car into pieces and scrap it. Just kidding, guys. So let's go ahead and clean everything up and see what we're working with down here. Knobs for a radio. That's pretty cool, this thing.
What the heck is that?
This is the HVAC unit. See, there's the little radiator. Yeah. Wait, where's the AC at? That is weird. Where's my grind? Dang. Yeah, but it still works. Everyone knows that. Oh, I had to look this up where. Man, I just can't wait. I cannot wait till you stop removing burnt parts from this car.
I was looking down there.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
The little hamsters running this thing, bro.
Maybe all this stuff just breaks apart. Like, I don't know what kind of plastic this is. It's like a fiber reinforced plastic. It's just all breaking. Oh, so guys, there's the AC part of the thing. I was wondering where it was, and there it is right there. You can see the little condenser. Guessing that was.
This is a good part. $20.
For sale. So we got mostly everything cleaned up underneath the dashboard, and now I want to get this steering wheel out right here. But in order to do that, we're gonna have to remove this door because it's gonna be in the way. So let's go ahead and remove this driver's side door. Driving the boat. How I'm gonna be driving it. That's a long steering radius. That's right there. That's like the ship. That's how they steer the Titanic right there. Would you look at that? This is how you steer the Titanic. All right. So guys, now we took the door off. We have a lot more access into the car. So let's go ahead and start taking off everything from the inside also. This thing isn't reading properly. So we got everything nice and cleaned out of this cowl area right here, and we did find a pretty weird looking patch right here. It was covered in, I guess, Bondo or something. So I thought it was just like a piece of plastic, but it turns out it is a piece of metal, and they just patched up a giant rust hole, which is not the proper way to do it. And I'm guessing that's why I noticed there was a little bit of rust coming through right here. It doesn't look too bad. It's just in this certain area. And that's pretty much all the rust, like on the firewall or the floor pan. There's no rust down there. We took off all the matting and everything. But guys, check it out. We got everything out. Everything is off the dashboard. And honestly, it's not looking too bad. It does have a lot of surface rust on it, which I think later we're going to go buy some rust killer and clean all that off. But man, we took all this off, and this firewall is pretty freaking weak. So I'm not sure what we're going to do here, because I did look up. Firewalls are actually pretty cheap. They're about 200 bucks. And this one is pretty rusted. You can see like pieces of metal just coming completely off. So what we're going to do is probably get some rust cleaner, clean it all up and see exactly how bad it is, because I really do want to save it. I don't really want to be replacing it because it goes all the way down into the transmission tunnel and everything like that. And I want to keep as much as this car as we can, because I don't really want to cut out too much of the car. And the only thing I kind of don't like about these Mustangs is the dashboard welds in, which kind of sucks, because the only way to remove it would be to drill out some spot welds, which I kind of don't want to do, but if we have to, we can pull the dashboard out and give it a nice clean, because it's all rusted all up and through here. And we definitely wouldn't want to like clean everything up, give it a nice paint job, and then have rust coming through, because then it would ruin the top of it. we don't want to be doing twice as much work. But man, it's looking good in here. So guys, now what we're going to go do is go to O'Reilly's. We're going to grab some rust treatment. We're going to put rust treatment over all the rust, and we also have a wire wheel. And as you can see right here, I already started wire wheeling a little bit, and the rust comes off pretty easy. So let's head over to O'Reilly's, grab some rust treatment. We'll coat everything, let it sit, and then clean everything off and see if we can get this thing nice and bare metal. So we just got back from O'Reilly's, and we picked up some of this rust remover right here. It's super safe rust remover, safe on the skin and eyes, which is nice, and it's biodegradable, so we're saving the planet as we speak. And then we also got these little metal brushes right here. These are going to help us clean everything off. I guess they should. These are nice little wire brushes. We got one silver one and two gold ones. And then we have our baggie of brushes. This is what we're going to use to start applying everything. So let's go ahead and bust that can open and start applying all the rust remover on all the rust. Dude, that looks kind of like Sprite. Ew, it smells disgusting. But, all right, boys.
It works.
Subway super rust remover. Dude, it's already eaten. Dude, look at all the rust is already gone.
I'm sure you can probably do this with Sprite too. And just eat everything away.
No, I think you can actually remove like some corrosion with Coca-Cola, I heard. Dude, it's just seeping into all the crack. See, this stuff isn't like that gel, you know?
That gel is not part of our pot.
We've applied everything on there, and let's see how long it takes to sit there. 1 to 2 hours depending on the depth of rust. So we might need about 10 hours because our rust is all the way rusted through our rusted steel panels. So we're just gonna let this sit for like an hour and see what happens. So we let the rust remover sit for about an hour, and honestly it's already working pretty good. Like, check this out. Let me grab a brush and we'll go ahead and start seeing how this stuff is gonna start coming off. Let's see how this stuff works. I mean, it was only 24 bucks from O'Reilly's, so I mean that was pretty cheap compared to some. Oh dang, look at that. It's coming off pretty easy. It says wash it down with water, but I think I'm gonna wire wool everything and then spray another coat on it, and then wire wool that and then spray another coat, and then probably just wash everything down. All right guys, so let's grab the wire wool and start wire wooling this entire firewall and everything else inside the car. Check that out, guys. We got all the rust off the firewall right here, and it turned out pretty good. There is still a couple little spots that need to be wire wooled, but for the most part, everything is good. The only problem is with this firewall is we do have a lot of rusted spots that are just completely rusted through. Like, look, I can literally just break this off. Look, it's literally just completely gone. Now I have this little souvenir right here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but look, the issue is we did all this work on here, and we could probably just maybe slice this right here and put another piece in right there and weld it in, which I think we probably might do, because this right here is nice and solid. There's no rust seriously here. It's just where the seam was right here, and water from the cowl would seep in there and it would just sit right here in this little channel. I guess Ford from the factory, they didn't realize what they were doing, or they just made a little mistake, and the water would sit right here, and then it would just channel all the way down. That's why it's only rusted right there, and the main structural part is not rusted on the car. And then inside, we got both sides pretty cleaned up. This is all cleaned up. It just needs a little bit more wire wheeling, but unfortunately, I don't know what we're gonna do with this dashboard. We tried cleaning it, we tried scraping it, and there's just no avail with this rust. It's just way too badly pitted. I think maybe we could get it sandblasted, but I'm not too sure because the pitting is pretty bad. I'm guessing that fire, once it burned it, it kind of just exposed all the chemicals inside the metal, and it just super rusted, because it should not be that rusted unless it was already rusted from, like, maybe when they were restoring the car, they had the windshield out, maybe it got wet and it just started rusting a long time ago, and then the fire damage actually just made that process a little bit faster. So I think we're gonna have to rip out this dashboard and try to get it sandblasted. I know my brothers over there at the other garage, they do have a sandblaster, but I'm not sure how that thing works, because they were doing something. I think they might have bought the wrong material for it, and it just would not work too well. But maybe we can get it sandblasted. And a lot of people were saying get the whole car sandblasted, but I can't really find anybody around here that does it. And I think the nearest place is like an hour away, and they charge like 1,500 bucks just to sandblast the whole car, which is kind of pricey. We're not trying to put 30 grand into a V6 Mustang like somebody said in the comment section. So we can't do none of that. We're trying to keep it a little bit of a budget build, but honestly, I think we might just rip it out and buy a new dash, because I think they're like $200 something. It's literally just a piece of metal, and it goes all the way right here, and it kind of sucks that it doesn't bolt in. It's just welded in, which I wish they would have just made it bolt in so we can unbolt it. But literally there's 2 spot welds right here, 2 spot welds right here, and 2 spot welds right there. So about 6 spot welds on each side, which I think we can just drill it out, take off the dashboard, maybe get it sandblasted. If we can't get it sandblasted, we'll keep this original dashboard, because it is kind of cool. You know, it's the original dashboard out of the car. So guys, unfortunately, the rust removal process didn't work out too well. We were kind of just using some chemicals we found, and we kind of made a mess. But guys, we do have this cool announcement. We are getting a full front suspension from Cortex Racing. Rick over there, he's a super cool guy. We hit him up, and he's like, yeah, you know, we'll work with you. And pretty much it's a sweet cross member that bolts in right here, and it gets rid of the factory shock tires, and it's gonna be a coilover suspension. And man, when I tell you guys, they built some cool products. I was actually watching a video of their Mustang. They have, I think, a 1965 Mustang, and it has a wide body on it, and that thing is faster than a 2018 GT350 Mustang around a track. So they know how to build suspension, and they're gonna send us out a kit, the front cross member, and then we aren't too sure what we're gonna do with the width of the car yet. So we're gonna wait off on the control arms, because they do build all their control arms in-house, I think, and they can make any custom length that you want. So we might make this thing a little bit wider than, because these cars are super narrow from the factory. Like, I remember that's why I wanted to widen that one in the beginning, the first car that I had. But anyways, guys, that's a wrap. If you guys enjoyed today's video, I know we didn't do too much on the car. We kind of failed with the rust repair, but that's okay. Next video, we're gonna be doing a lot more work. But go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like. Also follow us on Instagram at vTuned. Thanks for watching. Imagine leaving your pliers in your car, and then those same pliers are actually cutting your whole car to pieces. Better love story than Twilight.
Love story.
I mean, it's not a horror story.
Oh!
Sir,
It's a mess in here.
Danger. How's it been? How's it been treating you? The rain?
Oh, it's been treating me good. No issues whatsoever.